Howdy everyone, it's me once again, the one and only Killer RANT. And today, I'm going to be doing something a bit different than usual. I'm still going to be reviewing a movie, but it's going to be a bit more educational this time around, I guess. So yeah, the particular film I'm going to be reviewing is the one that's titled I Accused My Parents. And oh boy, do I have a show for you today, folks, because this movie is awful. Holy hell, it's terrible.
Good morning. We're doing open phones.
Hi, am I on the air?
Yep.
Fuck.
I know this video just started and it shouldn't be like that, but still, folks, I'm gonna ask Princess Anna if she wants to smoke some weed after this. This time around, don't take my bigger half. Seriously. Anyway, folks, as usual, I do have to talk about the plot of this particular film, so let's get it over with, shall we? Basically, the story of this particular movie focuses upon this couple, more specifically this young man, whom goes to work for these gangsters in order to impress his nightclub girlfriend, who happens to be a singer. So I'm guessing he's doing this just to get his dick wet, I guess. That's kind of stupid. That in itself doesn't make a whole lot of sense. If you're working for a bunch of gangsters, wouldn't you want to keep that in the down low, just so the law enforcement won't be catching up with you? So that don't make no sense. How about that? His girlfriend's supposed to be famous because she's a singer at this nightclub, so you want to avoid attention. And this film is basically just nothing more than propaganda, folks. Stupid propaganda, because all it's saying is that if you smoke weed, then suddenly you're a crazy maniac. Yeah, there's just no proof, no knowledge of it. It just says that if you smoke weed, oh, it's suddenly you're crazy. And they're trying to acknowledge the fact that it's a drug, when in reality it really isn't. The people behind this film have no idea on how weed is properly done. In order for it to be a drug, you have to mix it with something. It's not automatically a drug, it grows from the ground. So the entire premise of this film is putting rely on the fact that it's supposed to be making you believe if you smoke weed, oh, you're going to go on a downward spiral in life. Which is stupid. It does not. You talk about addiction here. You have to lace it with something in order to make it a drug. It's not a drug right off the bat. This movie was extremely cheesy, folks. The acting was cheesy. The editing was bad. Everything about this film is extremely cheesy to the maximum. Oh boy. Yeah, this has to be one of the worst films I've ever seen in my life. Man, it's terrible. And I'm gonna give it the proper treatment that it deserves. Okay. Damn it, Mr. Monkey. How many times do I have to tell you I'm not gonna buy you any of these shitty, god-awful movies? You know, Mr. Monkey, leave me alone, okay? Stop it. Oh. The dialogue was piss poor, folks. It was really badly written. And the acting, on top of that, didn't really help at all. It was really cheesy, as I mentioned a moment ago. There are movies out there that are so bad. Oh yeah, folks. I definitely got drunk right before this review. Yes, sirree. It can send you to the insane asylum. I Accuse My Parents is definitely one of those films. And oh boy, folks, everything about this film is just really poorly written. I've seen far worse, but oh boy, this is definitely bottom of the barrel mess of a movie. This is definitely one of the worst. Yeah, I know. The idea here is to teach morals, especially about how the parents should take interest into their child's lives, as well as consequences, both emotionally and psychologically, speaking of child neglect and whatnot, and how the kids make a bad decision or whatever, which isn't a bad idea per se. That's actually a pretty good idea, but it's just the execution of that particular idea that made this film really bad, folks. They could have had something here. Can't see what they were trying to do, folks. I know some of the actors and actresses were doing somewhat of an attempt here at their best with the actors and actresses were doing their best with the dialogue in which they were given, the material and whatnot, so I guess you can't exactly blame everything on them. I guess you can say this is definitely one of those films hard to imagine that can actually be made, I guess. Yeah, it's boring, it's sloppily made, it's really sloppily put together, and the editing doesn't really help at all. It's really poorly put together. It felt so rushed in a lot of ways. It felt extremely rushed, but that's what I got from it anyway. So, should you see this film? No. No way, folks. I would say avoid this film at all costs. Alright, it was my trusty handgun. Here we go. We definitely need this. Yes, sir. Oh, yeah. Let's go have some fun, shall we? To take it. Oh, boy, folks. There's so much wrong with this film. It's definitely nonsensical to the maximum. This entire movie is ridiculously stupid. And this is supposed to be one of those life lesson type movies, which doesn't necessarily have to be a bad thing per se, but it's just the way it's executed, the way it was handled. Its material made it really dumb. This entire movie is dumb. The characters are dumb. The story is dumb. The dialogue is dumb. Everything about this film is dumb. It's really dumb. It's corny. I mean, on top of that, it's extremely corny. Yeah, this entire movie has this whole feel of being, this whole passe feel to it. It's, man, just, no. I'll say, I would never. It doesn't matter how you slice it, this film makes no sense at all, and it makes no attempt to educate the viewer about what they're talking about, which is rather ironic when you think about it, because of the fact that filmmakers are attempting to educate the viewers on a subject matter that they're extremely ignorant on the matter. So that in itself is actually rather funny, which it is. Yeah, this film was unintentionally funny at times, folks. Yeah. This movie came off like it was made for those really strict parents. Like anything they say must go, which is pretty ridiculous if you ask me, folks. And that's just really dumb. So let me get this straight. If you smoke a puff of weed just one time, you're suddenly the bad guy in here? Well, you just quickly assume that you're evil? Whatever happened to liberty for all? Did that just conveniently disappear just for your sake? That doesn't make any sense. And of course there's the whole court scene, talking about, morals and whatnot, and what you should do with your parents and obey them. The morality of this particular movie is that you should obey your parents at all time. You should obey them, listen to the rules of the household, and do whatever they say, which doesn't make any sense when you think about it. So I'm thinking here, shouldn't respect be earned and not automatically given? Besides that, what does that have to do with weed exactly? It's never explained. Nothing here is ever explained. It's so vague on a lot of stuff. What makes it bad per se? It's not a bad thing. This movie is trying to be educational, which ironically isn't doing it. It's doing the exact opposite of being educational. When you have a critical injury, what do you think they would be pumping you with? Liquid form of a drug. I mean, that doesn't have to be a bad thing. Drugs could be a good or bad thing depending on how you use it. What this movie is trying to talk about is addiction, but it doesn't realize that at all. It's too stupid to know that. And here's the thing, folks, a little fun fact for you. This movie actually showed up on my favorite program, and I would say go ahead and watch it. It's pretty hilarious. I've actually watched it for the second time with them speaking over it. I would say give it a shot, folks. That was actually more entertaining than the actual film. In a lot of ways, the film feels so detached because they're talking about farms and a bunch of other things that have nothing to do with anything else, really. And it's stupid, folks. But they make it more better by actually making fun of it. So yeah, I would say go ahead and watch that instead, folks. They're pretty much watching the same movie anyway. There's so much stuff wrong with this film, folks. The editing is amateurish, the acting is wooden, and the dialogue is painfully to hear, folks. It's awful. Just about every aspect of this film is wrong. Oh boy, folks. I'm sure they had the best intentions and whatnot, sure, but it's just how they had done it made it so wrong in so many ways, folks. It's funny. I actually found this film funny. It was hilarious. But that wasn't not even the intention, because of the fact this was supposed to be a crime thriller kind of a movie. Boy, that main character is of course a young man, of course. He has to be responsible, of course, and he has a girlfriend, of course. And of course he's supposed to be noble. He's supposed to relate to the main character. But of course it goes all astray because he has just one puff. Yeah, you heard me, just one puff of weed, and suddenly he turns into a maniac right off the bat, right then and there. Which in itself is pretty laughable. Just because he smoked some weed, that's it, just one single puff, that's it? That's funny. That's hilarious. Maybe I should go back to the hospital, folks. There's a nurse that owes me like $50. Just trying to do some bedding and some horses or something. Anyway, maybe Elsa wants to smoke a blunt with me, folks. Yeah, that'd be awesome. Yeah, I'm up for that. And that's the thing, folks. There's nothing wrong with smoking weed, as long as you keep it moderate. Come on, now there's a difference of smoking it and addiction. Addiction could be for anything, literally. Yeah, folks, I'm gonna say maybe there was some effort, some attempts to do a family message kind of thing. I just felt that the directors had their effort in the wrong place. Maybe if they were more educated about weed and other things like other type of drugs, it could have been a good movie. I don't mind having a film with a message. It's just stupid in this case, folks. Really stupid. So I would say avoid it. Well, unless you watch the version that that one show I had done, I mentioned earlier. Sure, go for that one. I Accuse My Parents gets an overall rating of a 3.5 out of 10. It gets a 3.5 out of 10 from me, folks. And of course, as always, thanks for watching and take care. See ya. Hey, what are you still doing here? Go and get. Just let me cry in my showers here. I need to get drunk again. Hey. Oh boy.